Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. This is part 2 video. The last video we had the adjustable metal frame and we made this gate, and today in part 2 we're working on fitting the hardware to the gate. So basically what we've got here, we've got the new soffit latch, which is the latch we're going to be fitting on here. This is designed specifically to work with the long throw lock on the gate. We also have the same handle for the rim cylinder locks as well. So we're going to be fitting this. We're going to be doing it on this bench here, and I'm going to be going through step by step on how to do that. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the gate up onto here and do it on here, just so that the video is going to be a little bit easier. Obviously, you can fit it when the gate's fitted, but it will be a little bit difficult because I'm going to be in front of the gate. So what I had done before is I added the template. So the template for fitting the lock, that comes with the lock. So I've already stuck that on and got my position. When we built the gate, you will remember that underneath here, on the top, somewhere down here, we've got some metal strips that go all the way inside. So obviously when I put the template on, I just mindful and check where is that metal, so I'm not going to try and drill through that. And hopefully I've picked the right position. So I've got that on there, and the first job is to drill for the lock. So with the lock comes the drill bit. And it's clear in terms of marking positions and things like that. So we're going to drill through there, and this is for the cylinder part. There is a separate video on how to do this, so I'm not going to go through all step by step. That's one hole done. So this is the overlapping figure of 8 hole for the Euro cylinder. Right, okay, so that's stage 1. That's for the cylinder. The next is the pilot drill for the positions for the screw holes for the lock. On this template, it gives you the positions of the striker as well. But we're not going to be fitting that. We're going to be changing one of these gates later on and fitting this gate on in part 3. Okay, so that's the holes for the lock. I can now remove that template. We don't need that anymore. And we can take the lock and we can fit the lock into that position and get it screwed on. Okay, now we are getting the screws in for the lock. These 2 screws, we can use the standard wood screws into here. This is cedar wood. Underneath the cedar wood, there's some soft wood. On this side, we've got the metal frame. So basically, we use the screws for the metal frame side. Okay, that's in nice and solid. And the lock's working. So now what we need to do is going to flip the gate over, and using this position we're going to cut out the gate for the handle. So once this handle is on this side, we need to cut out a slot through the gate for the latch bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the gate over and show you how to fit that and mark that position out. Okay, so we've got the lock on now, and we're going to be fitting the soffit latch to the gate. Just before I do that, what I wanted to talk about is a quick one. Is at the moment now you can see the cedar, but some other types of timber that's really popular is you can use these battens and create your own gaps in the gate, or you can then do simple tongue and groove. Obviously, that's a lot cheaper in terms of the timber, a lot less screws, but it's just to give you some other options in terms of what you can achieve. Okay, so basically now to get the position, we need to get the position for this little lever to go through. So the idea being that when you press the lever, it's going to lift the latch up outside, and we need to cut a slot in there. So got the template. This just places over the key slot, line it up so you've got it nice and straight, and that gives you a position where I'm just going to mark that through. And that should give us a perfect position for the slot. The number of ways to do it, obviously what we need to do is we need to cut this slot all the way through. The way I like to do it is if I'm in the workshop, I'll use the router, just an easy job, but you don't need to do that. You know, you can drill through, chisel out, but I'm in the workshop, so I'm going to use a router. First of all, I'm going to drill some small holes all the way through. So when I do the routing, I'm going to route from both sides to keep a nice straight face. We've got some holes. The reason I do that is for the router, it's got a bit of a guide on it, and I can use that hole to keep my position. Safety first. Right, and then we're going to flip it over and do the same side, same on the other side. So that's it, we've got a slot inside there. Now I'm going to flip it back and we'll fit the hardware now. So once we've got that in position, just check that there's a nice amount of movement on the lever, it's not catching it anywhere, and then we'll screw on the So that's the handle part on, and the next thing then is on the opposite side. We're going to fit the latch bar and the guide. So basically, the idea being that when I press this lever, it is going to lift the latch bar up, and then in part 3. We're going to be fitting the receiver. One of the good things about this receiver is that this riding part here is nylon, so that you get a nice smooth action, so that inside the receiver there is nylon, so there's no metal against metal. And when it rides up on the receiver, you've also got that nylon on that face, so that you know it takes all the rattle out of the gate as well. Okay, so again, we're going to flip this over and fit this part. So as you can see, I'm just positioning this. What we want to try and do is to set the latch bar horizontal and then position the guide so that the latch bar is at the bottom of the guide. That will keep it horizontal when it's down, because this will drop down on its own weight. What you have got on this latch bar is you've got this additional plate. On this solid gate, it doesn't matter. But on some gates, normally the vertical part that comes down the gate is only so wide. So when you want the pivot point here, normally a lot of the Suffolk latches have a plate on this side on the pivot point, and there's not any wood. There's no wood on the gate normally where you're screwing to. On a solid gate, it doesn't matter, but on a standard gate, it does. This extension plate here allows you to get these screws into the vertical and keep the position of the pivot out. So we're just checking that's nice and free. Again, position this so that you've got a good overhang of the latch bar here. We want it horizontal, and the guide plate keeping it in the horizontal position. Like that. So that when we press the lever, that's going to lift up and disengage the latch bar. Okay, so now we'll mark those positions and get that screwed on. Again, so when I'm positioning that on now, I just want to make sure that we've got it nice and free, and we're keeping it in the horizontal position. And obviously when the gate is in its upright position, that will fall down automatically. Right, so when we're fitting this now, obviously we've fitted it to a metal frame. We're right on the edge now, so when I put these neck screws in, we just need to pilot drill so that we've got a hole for the self-tapping screw. Okay, so we've got the guide on nice and loose, and the latch bar is in place. So the last thing for us to do now is in part 3, I'm going to take this, I'm going to replace some of the gate posts, the test gate post behind us, and I'm going to fit this to the gate post and show you how we fit the striker on and show you the gate operational.